Welcome to The Good Work, a podcast and video series that follows The Event Company, an event design company that specializes in corporate, nonprofit, and social events. Our passion lies in creating one-of-a-kind events that share the good work of organizations we are fortunate to collaborate with. Tune in for conversations with leaders of these great groups, our best advice for your next event, and some behind-the-scenes moments. Now, let us show you the good work. We have the wonderful opportunity to work with some of the local media to assist in sharing the stories of our events, leading to some really great relationships with those journalists, one of them being today's guest, Vanessa Gomez of KSFY News. In today's episode of The Good Work, you'll hear from Vanessa about her background in journalism and what life is really like behind the news desk. Please welcome to today's vodcast, Vanessa Gomez. Hi there, Vanessa.
Hi, Addie.
Yay, I'm so glad you're here.
Thanks for having me. This is so exciting. I always watch your promos on Facebook and everything and watch the actual vodcast when they come out. And I'm like, oh, I want to do this.
Isn't it fun? Now I get to interview the journalist. That's like the best part. We were just doing a little intro here behind the scenes a few minutes ago, and I messed up, of course. Callie on our team gets that intro and outro like first take. And I messed up, but you know how that is behind the scenes.
Some days are just better than other days. It's just, you just roll through it though.
My favorite is though, this is really funny. I think it was a few years ago when, didn't you get splashed?
Yes.
Right?
The infamous splash. It was May 1st, we had a snowstorm, which is crazy. This was in 2016, I believe. 2016, I'm pretty sure. And I'm standing at I remember exactly where I was. I'm standing at 57th and Western, what used to be Brocco, right on that sidewalk there. And a truck came by and there was a huge puddle because the snow was melting so fast. And all this water just went whoosh. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, I'm live on air right now. What is going on? And Sean and Cammie came to the rescue and they just popped up and said, don't do that. Whatever you do, don't be mean like that. And funny story, I met the driver.
You did?
Who did that on purpose at a bar one time.
No way.
Yes.
He come up to you?
And his friends came up to me and said, you remember that one time you got splashed? And I said, how could I forget?
How can anybody forget? I still remember it. I'm like, granted, we could re-record. You cannot re-record that. That's live.
I know. It's insane. So he ended up apologizing. And I said, you know what? It's not a big deal, but please don't do that again because number one, I was wet for the rest of my shift. And number two, I was live, like you said. So it's not like I can just duck off camera and maybe switch out a rain jacket or something. Yeah. So it was not fun.
Was he nice?
Yes.
Did he apologize?
He did apologize.
Okay.
He was nice. He apologized. We moved on.
But he still did it on purpose.
Exactly. But I found out he did it on purpose and not cool.
Wow.
Let's talk about that for a minute because doing things to journalists because you think it's funny.
Yeah. When they're behind the scenes or trying to do funny, weird stuff.
It's not funny, please.
You only look like an ass.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Not you, but they look like an ass.
The people who are doing it. We're trying to do a job. That's what we're doing. So
Erica, who used to be over at KSFY, she's now back East Coast. I saw she posted something the other day about she was in Albany doing some festival. Did you see that post?
Yes.
And there were two guys behind there, and one guy's his eyes. I can't even do what his eyes were doing, but it was so funny. I watched it over and over, and she's had some weird what do you call those people?
Encounters or hecklers?
Yeah, behind you. I think it's just weird.
Yeah, I don't know what people benefit out of it, but
they look like
to
an
each
ass,
their own.
Anyway, I was trying to think back, the first time that we met. Obviously it was probably on a shoot somehow.
So
do you remember?
I remember this very vividly. I don't remember our actual physical encounter, but I remember you were one of the first people who emailed me when I got to Sioux Falls. You were so nice about it because you said you introduced yourself, the event company, kind of what you guys do in Sioux Falls and the surrounding area. And you said, we'll probably be working quite often together. And I just wanted to introduce myself. I have this event coming up.
How do I not remember this?
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I remember it so vividly because I thought to myself, first of all, what a nice lady.
Thanks.
Second of all, you've made me feel really at home here because
that's awesome.
I moved here from Sacramento, California, not knowing anyone, and you being one of the first people to email me and introduce yourself, and just a small but kind gesture like that, it honestly really made a difference.
I mean, we've worked with media for so many years, in a lot of different facets, whether it's broadcast, imprint, mag, whatever it happens to be. And I mean, they're some of our closest friends. Like, I'm not and you know this, I mean, gosh, we've hung out together, I'm not a fakey. I don't know how, I don't do it to benefit me, it's a benefit of the community, and I'm real about it. And I've always been that way. And I'm not when I worked at the Argus, I was a marketing director for many years.
I did not know that.
Oh, yeah. I worked at the Argus Leader, so I was their marketing director. And I remember just sleaze, I'm not sleazy about stuff. I truly am genuine. But I'm sure you get some people that are pushy-ish.
Yes, where you kind of you try to tell them no and they don't get it, and so you just
or
have
it's only
to
what's in it for me, not
exactly
for the betterment. But yeah, you and I've had a lot of fun shoots over the years, golf tournaments and a lot of different things.
So many.
Dancing with the Stars.
Oh my gosh. Honestly, some of my most memorable moments on the morning show are from some of your events with Feeding South Dakota.
Yeah.
And just talking about the amount of money that they raise and being able to help spread the word about some of these events, and not even just to get people to donate, but spreading the word about what they do in the community, I think is really important. And with you guys in the event company and coming to us and letting us even be a part of it, I think is so cool.
And it's fun because you were exactly right about how it's giving that look to the community of what things are happening. And that's really what the good work's about too. We've got all these cool people that people don't understand what they do or how they do it, whether it's organizations or individuals. And that's one of the reasons why we created the good work, is so people can hear all the awesome things. Because it's not media and journalists play a huge part in sharing that story. They can do all these great fundraisers and do all these great things, but what if nobody knows about them? So you have a hard job.
It is hard some days, but honestly, it's so easy because I love my job.
Yeah.
I love being able to go out, talk to people. And I think that's why I excelled so much on the morning show. And not to say that I don't excel now in the night news, but
just different.
They're totally different beasts. And on the morning show, I got more of being able to go out. I went out every morning and talked to different people. And that's how I learned or got different sources for different stories and different story ideas, which is so awesome. So it's some days are hard, but most of the days are so rewarding and so fun.
What did you want to be when you grew up? As a little girl, did you want to be in
So
journalism?
funny story, in second or third grade, I wanted to be a babysitter.
Awesome.
You know how you have those school days where they say, dress up is what you want to be. And my mom said, you really want to be a babysitter?
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Ask me now, I don't want to be a babysitter. But I knew in 7th grade that I wanted to be a journalist, to be honest. I took a computer class as an elective, and then halfway through the school year, I switched to a media class where we could make commercials and whatnot for the little closed circuit in the middle school. And then high school, I thought, well, we have a TV station. Why not try it type deal? And I actually found one of my stories from high school the other day about this student who had Tourette's and what it was like living with Tourette's in high school.
Wow.
It was so crazy just looking back on the interview I did with his mom. And then college, I pursued a broadcast and digital journalism degree, and I've just stuck with it ever since. I've just loved it. Every day is so different.
And you're good at it. There's
Thank
people
you.
out there, that are not as, I'm not going to say camera friend. I don't know how. I don't know what. I'll just try to be nice here. They're not as personable, I think, on camera, where they feel like they're just going through the motions.
Yeah.
But I think you connect so well with the community, kind of like what you're talking about before with the morning show. You are out and about lives every single day. Doing different things, but you connect so well. It's because you're genuine with people too.
Thank you.
That's why we like each other so much. We're real people.
Exactly. Well, and I think too, there's 2 different ways of looking at it with journalists. You can go out and do a 2-hour morning show. I'm with my people. Say if we're doing live shots for feeding South Dakota. I'm with you guys for 2 hours.
Right.
So I can stand there and not talk and just kind of be on my phone, maybe be posting to social media, or I can stand there and chit chat with you guys, find out what's going on in your lives, not only in feeding South Dakota, but just personally too. And it shows on camera when you do that.
Yeah, you've got a good chemistry.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you came from California. Mm-hmm. Why South Dakota? I'm sure you've heard that a bajillion times. Actually, I remember you and I were doing it was a golf tournament, and I think you were out at maybe Prairie Green with us that morning. And I remember it was like you hadn't been here that long at all. And you're like, I get to experience my first winter or whatever it was, and
yes, because California, Sacramento, Northern California, at least, we have all 4 seasons, but they're not as extreme as here. The coldest it gets is 32 overnight type deal.
Yeah.
And we don't deal with snow. Like when I dealt with snow, it was on vacation in Lake Tahoe. Yeah. And that's exactly how I want to deal with it.
See you later.
So I moved here in February of 2016. And how I ended up here, when you get out of college, in the broadcast journalism industry, if you want to work for a news station, you really have to go to smaller cities and in order to get your experience. And then you can work your way back up. So I applied for stations all over the United States. At that point, I didn't really care where I ended up. Really? I didn't want to stay in California, though.
Good for you.
Because I just wanted to get out, experience something else. And Sioux Falls, South Dakota came up. I honestly didn't even know how to pronounce Sioux Falls at the time.
Sioux Falls or something.
Seriously, though, I had no idea. So I'm kind of on the interview with my now news director thinking to myself, oh, I really hope he says this city's name so I don't butcher it.
That is so funny. Google, how do you say it?
Right? And then I came out for an interview. They flew me out in January, and a month later, I moved out here in February of 2016. And it was my first time dealing with snow, like driving in it on a daily basis, and the window scraper, shovel, blanket, everything. Had to get everything stocked. And
that's so funny.
I didn't even have a winter jacket, so I drove out here, and that was my first stop was Shields.
We are for Christmas this year. We're taking the boys to LA for a couple of weeks or so, and LA is a little bit different for temps. Like I think the lowest I'll get is maybe 60s, for December wise, but it's still if you experienced all seasons minus the snow piece, but when you're here, it's different.
It's so different because the seasons just change instantly here. It's not like a gradual drop. It's like one day it's summer and the next day we're down in the 50s and 60s for fall. Yeah. Whereas in Sacramento, you kind of go, it's a gradual decrease. Like right now, they're going to be in the 80s, and then in October, they'll be in the 70s, and then they'll gradually drop to 60s. So it's just very different.
What's your favorite part of Sioux Falls? Like, you know how some people, are you like foodie wise, like experiencing downtown?
I'm definitely a foodie. Yeah. I have loved experiencing all of the different food restaurants, anything and everything throughout Sioux Falls, not even in downtown. I would say that's one of my most favorite parts about Sioux Falls is because we are such like a small, and I don't want to say like, oh, we are such a small city, small town. We're smaller. Yeah. And the fact that we have so many restaurants is insane. It blows my mind. And it just keeps growing and growing with the restaurants and everything. So that's one of my favorite things is to go around and try the new food.
Have you been to Rome yet?
I haven't.
I haven't either. I know a couple people on our team have, and I need to venture over there.
I do too. I've heard mixed about it.
I've only heard good.
Okay, that's good.
So, but I never get on that side of town. I'm a East Sider, and I never get over there.
I know. It's just you got to make it a point and just do it.
Do you have any favorite places downtown shopping wise?
Shopping. Oh gosh, I like Chelsea's. Yeah. Honestly, I love like going in and out of the shops.
That's my favorite part. We'll have some days where we just leave the office and we'll do walking meetings and we just pop in and yeah, it's kind of fun.
It's because they're also different too. And I love how friendly the boutique owners are with each other too. Because if I'm going to go shopping, I'm going to go shopping for myself most likely.
Correct.
For clothes.
Correct. So I want to hear some fun things that you like to do out in the community and groups that you're involved with, because you've done a lot of different things. My favorite is Dancing with the Stars that you did a few years back.
So much fun. That was such a unique opportunity.
Crazy experience.
And everyone asks would I do it again. And I honestly, I wouldn't. I had such a good time.
And you don't want to.
But I don't want to ruin that time that I had.
Yeah, right.
So I said, you know what? I want other people to experience it and have their own fun and everything like that. Let's see, things in the community. Oh my goodness. I love just being out like at the downtown block parties.
Yeah.
I'm seeing those events.
Okay, you can't just skip over the bull thing here just a little bit ago. There was a downtown block party, right? Was that part of the block party? The bull?
Mm-hmm.
She's like, don't be so shy about your reigning championship here. This girl rode this mechanical bull and you like 2-time champ?
Yes. 2 out of 3 or 4 years.
That is nuts.
It's so funny. I love PBR. Everyone loves PBR when they come to town.
Yeah.
And those are some of my most favorite segments that I've done on the morning show because everyone's so down to earth and they always love giving back to the community of Sioux Falls as well. And so whenever they ask me to do a competition like that, I'm always, yes,
sign me up.
Absolutely. And it was funny. Someone came up and asked me afterwards, did you grow up bull riding?
Shush, really?
Yes. I said, no, I grew up in Sacramento.
Did you stay on the full 8 seconds? Or?
Oh, yeah. So this is kind of a different competition. They have judges from the community, and they just score based on how well you rode. I stayed on a lot longer than 8 seconds. And so they gave me different scores, and I ended up having the most points in the end.
And I saw you and Aaron, like were you behind Aaron, or Aaron was up front? That did not last long at all.
No, and I thought we were going to fall on each other. So at the end,
like how are you holding on? I didn't even know where to hold or what to do, and we
just made it work.
Yeah, it was fun. It looked awesome. Good for you. Well, that's the thing I think people love about you is you're not afraid to try things, which is cool.
Well, and I think too, that's why I love just like immersing myself in the community. And that's honestly how you find, I know I keep going back to work, but my life somewhat revolves around work sometimes because you're always immersing yourself in the community. You're always trying to find different story ideas, trying to find out what people are concerned about in the community. What do they want to hear about type deal. And so I think I have learned that I need to say no sometimes, and that's been really hard for me to do. But I want to say yes for those reasons because I love being out in the community and meeting the viewers and people who don't watch us and just meeting everyday people. I love that.
Do you feel like you have to be on all the time? Like when you're out and about?
Yes and no. I'm getting better about that. Like one of the things we were talking makeup earlier, when I went and emceed or just like participating in the bull riding event, I would think that I would need to get on air ready. And now I'm more comfortable of maybe I'll just put on a little mascara and gosh, I sound so superficial right now.
No, you do not. No. The reason why I ask is Drew and I have this conversation all the time. And, you know, we have a very public company as well where you're out and about and you're either at this event or at this and you know all these different people and these CEO, you know, all these people. And I feel like sometimes when I go to the grocery store and it's after the gym and I'm all sweaty, like literally sweating and whatever else, I feel like I look like hell. Like I feel like people are judging, and I shouldn't have to feel like that because sometimes you feel like you always have to be on.
I would say if I'm at an event, sometimes, yes, I feel like I need to be on. But as far as like chilling, working out or going to the grocery store, I know I'm on my own time. Yeah. And if people stop me, that's totally fine. I want them to. Because like I said, I enjoy that, but I don't feel like I need to get dressed up or anything because I'm that same way. I
just want to be, right?
Exactly.
And sometimes I don't want to talk to people. You know, sometimes I just want to go get my eggs.
I totally get it. I totally get it.
No, I love it too. And this is the community that we give back to and they give to us. So I think it's the same way with what you do, you know? Mm-hmm. Same thing. Do you have any, I don't know if you can answer this question, but do you have any like weird, cool behind the scenes things that we can know about? Like, do you put weird stuff like to make your teeth like really super white, or do you have to sit certain ways, or are like behind the scenes tips for news wise when you're anchoring?
There's a few things. So
Like,
one
do you
of the
have to wear
questions,
certain makeup?
yes and no. I'm actually doing different makeup trials because I'm learning more and more about makeup itself and different looks. And you do have to wear heavier makeup on air because face to face in person, you might say to yourself, oh my gosh, this chick has it caked on.
Yeah.
But on air, it looks great.
That's so funny.
It's so weird, but that's kind of what I'm learning. And a lot of people ask what I do in between when I'm not on TV, like during a newscast at 5 p.m., during commercial break or different things. Honestly, we sit there and we chat. Brian Allen and Phil Schreck and sometimes Thor, our sports guy. We just sit there, we talk, we scroll through social media to make sure.
And you're back
unless, of course, it's a breaking news situation, then we're a little more serious. Not a little more. We are very serious about a situation like that and trying to gather all the details. I would say some other quirks I have
Like, do they teach you these things in school? Like, there should be a class in right? A broadcast journalism, like, you have to wear 3 shades darker of this. And you have to wear lipstick or you look like you're dead. Or what? You know what I mean? Like, or something there.
I wish that they would have taught us more
Like
about
and all those things.
looks and everything. And also about posture, because that's one thing I've learned. And even just like sitting right now, like usually I'd probably be like this, but I know like the straighter, the more uncomfortable you feel, the better it looks on air.
You know how people are like, when you smile, you should put your tongue on the front. Have you ever heard this tip?
No.
Yeah, it's supposed to make your face look smaller when you put your tongue up against your teeth. But does that does not look? I know people watching right now, they're like, "What is wrong with that girl?" I can't even do it. But no, you're not supposed to show your tongue though. Like, I can't even do it. Nate, our producer, is laughing so hard right now. But there's all these weird things that I've just heard different people, like when you stand or when, but I didn't know if they like teach, if there's like a class.
There's no classes and there's no.
You just kind of learn.
You just kind of learn along the way. And there's also things where you don't want to get so wrapped up in all of it, where you're so self-conscious.
Yeah, exactly.
That's one thing I've learned is that you can take all the advice that people are going to give you and you can take all of the viewer criticism, but you don't want to take it all and be self-conscious about it. Yeah. So as far as like the makeup and the smiling a certain way and the posture, there's certain things that yes, you should do because it just looks more professional.
Right.
But then at the end of the day, you need to do what's best for you. And that's one thing that I've learned.
And I've been around some journalists and some anchors before where it's constantly like hair, you know what I mean? And I understand that piece of it, but they're constantly like, oh, is this okay? And I understand that piece of it too. Yeah, I've been around the block a little bit. I've seen some stuff in my lifetime, but
I can imagine.
That's awesome though. So for you, I want to hear the last thing before I let you go is I want to hear these are top 10 questions. Ready?
Okay.
And these questions, we've never seen them yet. You might have heard them on past episodes, but maybe not. But I want the top thing that comes from the top of your head, the first thing that you think of.
Okay.
So you don't have time to think about these last things. These are just like fun get to know you. Get to know you.
Okay.
Hey, do you remember when we played that heads up game? Like, we're pretty good at those games. Like, pretend this is a game. So if you were not involved in the career that you are now, what would you be doing?
This is so funny that I'm with you. I would love to be an event planner.
You would?
Yes.
We have so much fun.
You guys do. And it's kind of that same thing where you give back to the community. You're around different people all the time. Yeah. Every day is different, which those are the things that I love about my job now.
Yeah, it's so crazy. The things that we're doing, like we've got some girls out helping to set up for an event right now. We've got other people in here like scheduling meeting. Like everything is so different. Someone's doing a trail mix bar research on trail mix. Like every day is so.
Who knew there was a thing that you needed to research a trail mix bar?
There is everything under the sun. Some days it's porta potties for thousands of people, and the next day you have no idea who you're dealing with. So yeah, it's crazy. Little known fact about me, in high school, I helped produce a little news show as well. And I always thought I would do TV, always. But then I'm like, I love that piece of it. And I like the connectivity and talking to people and getting to know. So this, I think, is my chance to be able to do it, I guess.
There you go. Just create your own little path.
If you could be any animal, what would you be?
Ooh. Honestly, the first thing that comes to my mind is an ostrich.
Why? That's so funny.
I don't know, because I think it's because
pretty feathers.
I got asked about my spirit animal the other day.
Oh, yeah.
And I think
Interesting.
this is so weird, but I thought of an ostrich because I'm 100 miles an hour all the time. And so
cool.
That was what came to mind.
And they're pretty. They're pretty. What's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Stensland's coffee ice cream. I can't think of the name right
Interesting.
now, but it is the best. I love anything coffee ice cream, but Stensland has the best flavor.
Interesting. Good. What's one thing on your bucket list?
Travel to Europe.
Anywhere in particular?
Greece.
Oh, that would be awesome. Feta. My big fat Greek wedding. You can reenact that thing all over again.
Oh my gosh, yes.
What is one hobby that you could begin if you could?
Oh, probably book club.
Oh,
Does that count as a hobby?
Yeah. Like what kind of books? Because I'm going to ask you a book question. What's your favorite book that you've read recently?
Oh, goodness. Oh. I would probably, this isn't recently, because I've read a lot of like romantic toss-away novels recently, but I just like immersing myself in those for a little, it's my little getaway.
Good for you.
But I would say like motivational, inspirational, Girl Wash Your Face by Rachel
so
Hollis.
good. That
So
was a good book.
It's just,
I haven't read her last one though, but I
haven't either. The Girl Stop Apologizing.
Yeah.
It's on my list, but I love those types of books where it kind of just grounds you again. Like you've heard some of the things before, but
you're like, you can be a badass.
Yes,
go do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love it. Do you like books on tape or CD?
No.
I cannot do it either. I have tried.
I just enjoy sitting down with a cup
too.
of coffee and reading it instead.
Me too. What's your dream day look like?
Get up, go on a run, have a cup of coffee, read a book. Are we talking like dream day?
Like you can do anything you want today and you could wake up wherever.
Oh my goodness. I want to wake up along the beach and then I want to go and read a book on the beach. Good. And then I want to go zip lining over
that'd be fun.
the forest or something, or
That's
a rainforest. Cool. And then I want to go and have some exotic food. And my boyfriend's along with all of this. And then I just want to relax.
Just to chill.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I feel like that was kind of lame. Any day.
I don't think it's lame. Someone we interviewed recently said, I would like to get up. I would like to go to work for just a little bit. Then I would like to go golf and drink some beer. And his wife, who was also during this interview, she's like, you do that every day. He's like, that's my dream day. Golf and drink beer. Would you rather speak every language in the world or speak to animals?
Speak every language in the world.
Okay. What's your favorite emoji?
The
Maraca
dancing
lady,
red lady.
The lady, the fiesta lady.
The fiesta lady.
I don't even know what her name is.
She's my spirit lady.
Yeah. You have a lot of spirit people. Spirit animals, spirit ladies.
Yeah.
At which store would you like to max out your credit card?
Target.
Yeah.
Hands down.
I said Target or Gap, but yeah, Target. Target has everything.
Everything. And they're just stepping up their game lately.
A lot of new lines of stuff. A lot of new lines, from clothing to makeup to a whole gob of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Their home decor.
Yeah.
With the Magnolia line. All of it. I'm all about it.
Oh, I love Target. Target, you could sponsor us.
Please.
Please join
Can you
a
sponsor
games.
my wardrobe and
join
then
a games. Yep. Do you get wardrobe? This is off topic, but do you get wardrobe stipends?
We get a wardrobe allowance.
Yeah.
Yes.
So do I.
Do
I mean, I do. It's like if I have certain events where I need dresses, I mean, I need it for work. I wouldn't just go buy a ball gown. You know,
like,
so yeah.
And that's another good point that you bring up, because a lot of people think that we have stylists or like people who do our hair and makeup every day before the news. That's not the case. We pick out all of our own clothes and we buy all of our own.
So do you guys try to coordinate though, like with Brian's tie or no, or
sometimes
does that just happen?
It's most of the time it's just
happens.
Yeah, it just happens.
Interesting.
I can barely remember to pack my lunch. in order to do a little coordinating, that's going to take a little more effort.
Plus, it'd look too staged in a sense, right?
Sometimes it does, but other times it looks good.
Yeah. Good for you. What's your favorite part about being at KSFY? Last question. That's not even on here, but
this is going to sound so cliche, but I love the people.
Yeah, I do too. And Kevin and I have been friends for so many years. He's our news director, and I know so many people there, and it's fun to see how the station has progressed and grown over the years. Back from, what was that, the 300 building or whatever it was?
Yes.
Oof.
Oh my gosh.
Like that dressing room and green, there was no green room really. It was there wasn't, I don't even remember a green room over there.
No, it was the bathroom.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think. I don't even remember a green room, but I remember being up by Paige's desk area, and you'd wait till they would bring you down, and dungeony, but
it's so dungeony. And then sales was literally in the dungeon in the basement. Our studio was kind of in the basement. We had ceilings that leaked, and this new building's so much better.
Oh, it's so nice.
The people, that was one of the reasons that I even came to and picked KSFY to go to was because of all the people that work there. They really, in the beginning, when I started at KSFY, I wanted to learn. I wanted to be here for a couple years, learn, and then move on to a bigger market. And everyone said, if you want to learn, we will do anything and everything we can to help you grow as a journalist. And then when I actually came here, they all opened up their arms to me and introduced me to their families.
That's awesome.
And their friends, their group of friends. And I had Thanksgiving with them. And it's just been, it makes a difference when your coworkers become your friends and family.
Yeah. It's a good place.
It is. I love
Go
it.
ABC. Go KSFY. Well, thank you for being here. This was fun for me to interview you this time.
I know.
Be
this
on the
was
other
fun.
side of the table.
I enjoyed it. Thanks for thinking of me.
Do you need me to step in at any time? I'll step in. I'll sit next to Brian, or I'll do morning show.
Actually,
Kevin King here. Here's my plug.
Are you listening?
My agent is sitting across from the table.
I will
Wouldn't
plug
that be
you.
funny?
Oh my gosh, I would actually love it.
Oh, it'd be fun.
Well, I'll throw.
I don't think I could
the
read the
idea.
teleprompter thing, but
It's hard.
Yeah.
But you'd pick it up. You'd
I
give
just
it
make
a
up
week.
my own stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we don't want to make up the facts, so let's not do that. We
Just
can
kidding. Just
ad-lib
kidding.
different
KSFY does
facts,
not
though.
make up any facts. Make up any facts. Okay,
No.
we're getting really in a hole right now. So
It's okay. You're
thank
fine.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. I'm excited to see what's next for you.
Me too.
Thank you for listening to today's episode of The Good Work, and a special thank you to my friend Vanessa for joining us and sharing more about her career in journalism. Don't forget to subscribe to The Good Work on YouTube and iTunes, and follow the event company on social media to stay up to date on the good work that we are part of each day.